Hi, my name's Dean. Welcome to the channel. I'm a 1/35 scale armour modeller, and today we're looking at the classic Tamiya kit, the Sturmgeschütz IV kit, model number 35087. This was originally released in 1976, and they introduced a new box design in 1988. So now we know that this kit's been around for a long time. The big question is this still worth building today? I think we're going to find out. In terms of historical context, the Sturmgeschütz IV entered service in late 1943 and was largely a product of necessity. Allied bombing raids disrupted the StuG III build, so Germany mounted the StuG III superstructure onto a Panzer IV chassis. And although these were built in smaller numbers than the StuG III, it proved just as effective and remains a very interesting subject for modelers today. So let's take a look at the box. So you get the front box art, Sturmgeschütz IV, SdkfZ 163. It's a 1/35 scale miniature, model number 87, 35087 to be precise. Comes with a figure and the armour plate. On the side of the box you get some Japanese text, a picture of the StuG Sturmgeschütz IV and the figure. This was introduced in 1976. On the side of the box art you just get confirmation of this is Sturmgeschütz IV SdkfZ 163 and the model number 35087. On the other side of the box, you also get some other armour that's in the collection that they produced at the time. And the other side of the box there is just the same information. So, what's inside the box? Let's get the lid off and have a look. So this is a typical older Tamiya release kit. So there's going to be low part count. It's going to be clean moulded though, straightforward construction. You're going to get a one-piece lower hull. There'll be vinyl tracks. There's not going to be an interior included with this. You're going to get some decal sheets as well. So this will be ideal for a beginner. They're then showing you how to fix the upper hull parts to the vehicle. They're then adding on some cupola parts, jacks, some C-hooks, more wheels. These are then added to the upper hull. It looks like here, so hang on, I need to get my black pencil. This is something that we need to be mindful of. They're talking about here introducing heat to a part in order to bend it, and then what you do is you'll bend the sprue and then you just quickly pull it out gently and then stop, and then you can cut the ends thin and you make an antenna. There is also cement blocks that are bulletproof that would have been added to the side of this vehicle. Pretty crazy. Then they're talking about more upper hull parts being fixed. This looks like the MG. I'm not quite sure what version of MG that is. Then there's the side plates that go on. So there'll be like loads of little hooks that be added on. And then these will then hook onto the side of the Sturmgeschütz. Here's another thing as well. With vinyl tracks, you need to heat up a screwdriver or something and then get these ends sealed. And then on the back they're talking about painting, applying the decals, what the division markings are available, and then the painting schemes. Okay, so that's the instruction booklet. In terms of detail and accuracy, the overall shape is very good. It's got excellent fit. The age of the kit does show up in places. Some of the bits and pieces in here will be simplified. There's no Zimmerit. Vinyl tracks, as I mentioned, this won't appeal to everyone, but it does provide a solid base for upgrades. So let's have a look. So you get the tub, the vinyl tracks as mentioned. You get 2 bags of sprues, And as I mentioned, because it's an old kit, it's got a low part count. Right, so let's have a look at the lower tub. So, you know, for this type, for the age of this kit, it lacks that extra detail that you'd normally find now. But you know, it's clean, it's crisp. You know, ejector pin marks are where they're meant to be. So let's take a look inside the bags. Right, so decal's not protected, but never mind. So here we are. So again, you know, polycaps, great for the moving the wheels. So these are all of the wheels that you're going to need for the vehicle. I think there's maybe some extra parts on this sprue here, but essentially you've got the idler wheel, you've got the sprockets, you've got the dampers. It does look clean. There is minimal cleanup required along these edges here, but it's very tiny. You know, nothing that like a soft sponge will be able to deal with. But overall, I'd say the quality is fine, and for a beginner, it's you know, it's more than ideal. In this particular piece here, you can see you've got some half parts that be coming together. You got the jack. You've got some struts here, more wheels of some description, C hooks. If you look carefully, all the ejector pin marks are out of sight. If though you find that there are some ejector pin marks that will be visible, then you know you'd be able to use sort of like a filler or some kind of sprue glue, and that will be quite helpful. Okay, in the second bag, and the last one, let's get taken and have a look. So this would be the upper hull here. You've then got the cupola, you've got the figure. They haven't provided any rope, so they've actually sort of pre-molded cable. But you know, for a more intermediate to builder or advanced builder, they'll probably want to create their own. This is the mantlet. This is the barrel. It does look a little bit flaky, if I'm honest. An aftermarket part might be better, because putting this together and trying to clean this up looks like it's going to be a nightmare. But you know, it's shown its age there, I think, in terms of what you can get today. It's got a good overall shape. I reckon the fit will be excellent. The age of the kit is shown in places, but it's got a solid base for upgrades. This is the side skirts that will be added on, and these are all the little tiny hooks and pieces. So there is a little bit of flash on these, but again, take your time, and you'll be fine. But again, so you've got some ejector pin marks here and here. These will definitely need to be taken care of. So a small amount of filler, and then that's sanded down nicely, and I think that'll be fine. But overall, I can't see anything really too challenging there. So when I was talking about optional upgrades, what is available? I think photo etch parts are definitely available. For example, I do know that Eduard have got some. You can get Zimrit template that will fit onto this nicely. Aftermarket tracks, I'm sure you can find. Metal barrel. I know these are popular improvements. They're not essential for a beginner, but they can really lift the finished model, particularly for the more experienced modeler. These are the vinyl tracks. Just your standard piece. These will be cut off, but you've got some flash in there. It's just blooming annoying. And then these will be rolled over, and then using that heat from a heat screwdriver. But again, take your time on that. Decals are not protected with even a sheet cover or nothing. But you can see there's divisional markings on there, numbers. It's quite minimal, but definitely enough for what you need. And the polycaps you've seen. This will be a straightforward build. As always though, dry fitting is important. But filler or sprue goo, if required, you know, it will be to the minimum. You can see here with these like protective plates here that the ejector pin marks are around here, there, so they will be visible. So you'd need to use some filler or sprue glue there. Progress will be quick making this, and I think it'll be a great weekend project. As a late war vehicle, there's plenty of camouflage options. I think there's 3 schemes in total, although it says they're showing you 2. I think there's 3. Oh yeah, they've shown you 2. The third one is a winter wash. And obviously, you know, it would be great for trying out ribbon techniques, I think. So what's my final verdict? It's not a modern super detailed kit, but it's reliable. I'm sure it'll be enjoyable. I'd recommend this for beginners or returning modelers, or for anyone who just wants a relaxing, low stress build really. You know, if you're experienced, then this might just be nice just to put together, just to get away from something a bit more complicated. So if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing. Let me know in the comments if you've built this kit and how you got on, or if you've got one in your stash. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.